The school's bad boy hurt his ankle playing basketball. When the prettiest girl on campus tried to help, he coldly rejected her. That's when I walked past the court. Suddenly, floating text appeared before my eyes. Wait till this girl shows up. Watch how fast that pain disappears. He's not crying now. But just wait. Cold and tough in public, but with his girl. Total crybaby, begging for hugs. Next second, Jake saw me and burst into tears. It hurt so bad. Can you carry me to the nurse's office? Jake looked at me with puppy dog eyes. It really hurts. His basketball jersey lay beside him. His ABS were tight, sweat running down the muscle lines into his gray sweatpants. Jake frowned and added, the nurse's office is really close. I was about to refuse when more text appeared. Who can say no to a 6'3" hottie in gray sweatpants? Not me, girl. Jake looks scary, but around you, he's a total puppy. When will she realize all those anonymous packages were from Jake? I can't handle this. This guy sends limited edition designer dresses, then confesses by gifting her a pink Porsche, a 3,000 square foot penthouse with ocean views, and 10 grand monthly allowance. Sisters, I need some air. Not taking the elevator or the stairs. I swallowed my refusal. Wait, what? So I could get a hot boyfriend plus a sports car, a luxury penthouse, and unlimited money? Jake's eyes were red. His black hair still damp against his forehead. His lips moved, saying something I couldn't quite hear. They looked really kissable. I grabbed my shirt hem and looked up, meeting Jake's gaze. He was staring at me hopefully. Will you? I noticed the bracelet on his wrist. Same style as the one I received 2 days ago. Obviously, a couple set. Could it be these floating messages are real? Jake saw my hesitation. He limped over and sat on the bench in front of me. Before I could react, he grabbed my hand and pointed at his ankle. It was swollen and bruised. I can't walk. Half believing the messages, I stepped closer to help him, but I missed the step and lost my balance, falling straight into Jake's arms. My lips touched something soft and warm. Jake groaned. We were so close I could count his eyelashes. Teardrops still clung to them. Jake was actually really handsome, and his lips were so soft. Jake, you just said it didn't hurt. The campus beauty finally reacted, clutching the first aid kit. Her voice snapped me back. I quickly stepped away. Jake, who looked so pitiful moments ago, now stared at me intensely. He licked the spot I'd accidentally kissed. My face turned bright red. The messages didn't mention Jake was. This seductive text scrolled rapidly. Jake's in heaven right now. Look at that satisfied expression. Told him to wear gray sweatpants. Now he can't hide anything. I glanced at the crazy messages, my brain in chaos. My eyes kept drifting to where Jake sat. My face burned hotter. The campus beauty threw her kid on the ground. I'll take you to the nurse's office. She rushed over to pull me away from Jake. Hey, stay away from Jake. Stop causing trouble and go to class. Before I could respond, Jake pulled me to his side. He turned his head, frowning coldly at her. Who the hell are you? How dare you talk to her like that? The girl froze. So did I. First time seeing a male lead who doesn't fall for manipulation. In Jake's world, only the female lead is soft and cute. Everyone else is just, who the hell are you, girl? Claim him. He's totally in love with you. Soon she'll be too excited about her future to sleep. Guaranteed grad school admission. Sports car, luxury penthouse, risk-free, 10 grand monthly. Waking up to a gorgeous face every day. The messages were turning my brain to mush. Jake waved impatiently at the campus beauty. Can you leave me alone? Stop having your friends bring you around me. Jake's friend caught on and quickly led the girl away from the court. Jake and I remained. He was so harsh to her but looked at me like a sad puppy. Such a contrast. I muttered quietly. It's not that I don't want to help. Jake's eyes lit up. He stared at me without blinking. Completely different from how he treated the other girl. You said carry you to the nurse's office. I gestured between us. You're 6'3". I'm 5'2". I glanced at Jake's frame on the bleachers. How am I supposed to carry you? I'd have to drag you on the ground. Jake coughed hard at my words. You already held me just now. Now, I just need you to come with me to the nurse's office. The messages went crazy. Girl has this dry humor. Is that a genius thing? You two didn't just hold each other. You kissed. Jake's message has 2 meanings. First, I want to hold my girl. Second, I want my girl to take me to the nurse's office. Can't imagine if the campus beauty said she'd drag Jake on the ground. She'd get destroyed. Jake sat on the bleachers with his legs spread, barely fitting in front of the seat. His legs were longer than my lifespan. I'd heard of Jake's reputation. Girls lined up from classrooms to staircases trying to date him. Every time I passed his classroom, I'd see pretty girls holding gifts and pink envelopes. But my roommate said Jake seemed allergic to girls. He never accepted any gifts or confessions. Called to everyone. I thought Jake might treat pretty girls differently. But today at the court, his attitude toward the campus beauty proved me wrong. Jake seemed uninterested in all girls except me. Somehow I agreed. Okay, I'll take you walking with Jake. People kept staring at us on the quiet path. I walked faster, pulling out my phone to message my roommates for help. What do? I tagged everyone. Before I could continue, my roommate interrupted. You actually forced a kiss on Jake. That's bold, girl. Soon my roommate sent a forum post to the group title. Who's the girl who forced a kiss on the school's basketball star? I clicked it. Someone had photographed me falling into Jake's arms and posted it online. I looked tiny in Jake's embrace. My outfit was pretty revealing and fitted, contrasting with Jake's exposed muscles in his basketball jersey. The whole scene looked intensely charged. Against the court backdrop, the comments were all trying to identify me. I'm shipping this basketball star and soft girl. This is a visual feast of tan skin and fair skin. This girl seems to be the top student in the design department. But wasn't Jake getting close to the campus beauty? I thought they were getting together. Then, this girl must be manipulative. Stealing Jake from the campus beauty. Her grades are probably fake, too. My vision went dark. Great. Now I'm famous campus-wide. Hey, Jake called out. Is this how you're taking me to the nurse's office? I realized I'd left Jake behind. I quickly closed my phone. Jake hopped on one leg trying to catch up. I'm injured. Is this how you treat an injured person? Just abandoning me. His eyes were visibly red again, looking pitiful. Can't you at least hold my hand? I couldn't resist anymore. 2 seconds later, Jake was happily holding my hand. More messages scrolled. Girl, don't misunderstand Jake. He treats the campus beauty like a guy. He only likes you. Later, Jake will make a bold declaration on the forum. And she'll know I'm here for Jake's aggressive love style. When's the next guy coming? I can't handle this anymore. And when they get to the nurse's office, there'll be a blackout. In the dark, you two can kiss all you want and nobody will know. Sure enough, the moment we stepped into the nurse's office, the lights suddenly went out. The darkness was absolute, heavy, and smelled like rubbing alcohol and, distinctly, expensive cologne mixed with boyish sweat. Can you see anything? I whispered, afraid to move. No. Jake's voice was low, vibrating in the chest I was currently pressed against. But I know where you are. A neon blue box flickered into existence in the pitch black, hovering right next to Jake's head. It provided the only illumination in the room, casting a ghostly glow on his sharp jawline. System alert. This is it, sisters. The darkness trope. He's going to pretend he's scared so she holds him, but really he's checking to see if her waist is as small as it looks. Spoiler, it is. I choked on a breath. Jake, the nurse isn't here. I know, he said. His hand, large and callous from basketball, found my hip. He didn't squeeze. He just rested it there, heavy and grounding. My ankle hurts, Mia. I think I need to lean on you. Liar. Liar. Pants on fire. His ankle is fine. He could run a marathon. He just wants to smell her hair. Look at his heart rate monitor in the corner of his vision. 140 BPM. He's nervous. I squinted. You know my name? The silence stretched for a beat too long. Everyone knows the top student in the design department, he mumbled. Especially when they force kiss people on basketball courts. I fell. Mom. He leaned closer. The text box moved with him, illuminating his eyes. They weren't puppy dog eyes anymore. They were dark, hungry, and focused entirely on my mouth. You can fall again. I'll catch you. Incoming kiss detected. Prepare for impact. 3, 2. My heart hammered against my ribs. The promise of the penthouse, the Porsche, and the 10 grand a month allowance flashed through my mind, but they were quickly eclipsed by the sheer gravitational pull of Jake. He smelled like rain and adrenaline. His breath hitched. He was waiting for permission. Jake, I breathed out. Your ankle. Forget the ankle, he rasped. He dipped his head. His lips brushed the corner of my mouth, tentative, soft, a stark contrast to his imposing size. When I didn't pull away, he groaned, a low sound in his throat, and captured my lips properly. It wasn't the kiss of a hurt puppy. It was the kiss of someone who had been starving for a very long time. System update. Kiss achievement unlocked. Reward. The pink Porsche is being delivered to your parking spot right now. Keys are in his pocket. Note. He's trying so hard not to lift her onto the counter. Restraint level. 5%. Critical failure imminent. Suddenly, the fluorescent lights buzzed and flickered on. We jumped apart like magnets with reversed polarities. The school nurse, a stout woman with a clipboard, stood in the doorway, looking unimpressed. If the ankle works well enough to stand, Mr. Patterson, she drawled, eyeing Jake's flushed face and my swollen lips. Then you can walk back to class. Jake looked at the floor, his ears burning a violent shade of red. The tough bad boy was gone. In his place was a teenager caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Yes, ma'am, he squeaked. Look at him. He's melting. He's totally submitting to the nurse because he's embarrassed you saw him lose control. Cute aggression, maximum. Walking back to the dorms was a gauntlet. Every phone I passed seemed to be angled in my direction. The forum post had blown up. Topic: the mystery girl and the basketball king. Comments: 5,402. The floating text was having a field day, scrolling rapidly alongside my head as I walked. Don't worry, girl. Jake is currently in the locker room threatening his teammates. If anyone leaves a mean comment about you, they're off the team.
Dictator era incoming.
I opened my phone. A new thread had appeared at the top of the forum, pinned by a moderator. Topic: leave her alone. User: JP_23, verified athlete. Content: she didn't force anything. I tripped her. I've been trying to get her attention for 6 months. If I see one more negative comment about her appearance or her grades, you deal with me. Also, Vanessa, stop texting me.
Boom.
Mic drop. Vanessa is crying in the bathroom right now. I stopped in the middle of the sidewalk. He admitted it? Publicly?
Mia.
My roommate, Sarah, came barreling out of the dorm entrance. Have you seen it? Have you seen the car? What car? The Porsche. It's in the visitor lot. It has a giant pink bow and a card that just says "for the inconvenience." She shook my shoulders. Who gave you a Porsche for tripping you? I looked at the floating text. It's not just a car, honey. Check the glove box. He put a credit card in there. No limit. He's afraid you'll think he's cheap because he only bought the base model Turbo S. I need to lie down, I muttered. No time. You have a package. Sarah dragged me up the stairs. Sitting on my bed was a box wrapped in matte black paper. I opened it with trembling hands. Inside lay a dress, shimmering, silver, clearly custom-made, and a note in messy, jagged handwriting. I have a gala for the team this Friday. My ankle hurts too much to drive. Pick me up in the new car?
Jake.
Translation: please wear this so I can show you off to the boosters and make every other guy jealous. Also, I want to see you drive the car I bought you. I touched the fabric. It was soft, heavy, and expensive. He's insane, I whispered. He's in love. And you're rich. Win-win. Friday arrived. I drove the pink Porsche to Jake's frat house. The car purred like a kitten. I felt ridiculous and powerful all at once. When Jake walked out, my breath caught. He was wearing a black tuxedo that fit his broad shoulders like a second skin. He was walking with a cane, a sleek, black cane with a silver handle. Drama queen alert. The ankle is healed. He's using the cane for aesthetic and sympathy points. He stopped when he saw me leaning against the pink hood in the silver dress. He didn't say a word. He just stared, his Adam's apple bobbing. You look. He cleared his throat. Okay. You look okay. Internal screaming. She's a goddess. She's the sun. I want to marry her right now. Get in, crybaby, I said, opening the driver's side door. Jake smirked, that dangerous, sharp smile that made girls swoon. Yes, ma'am. The gala was suffocating. Rich alumni, scouts, and the entire student hierarchy. Vanessa, the campus beauty, was there in a red dress, glaring daggers at me from across the punch bowl. But the text had warned me about something else. The next guy.
Mia?
Is that you? I turned. Standing there was Liam, the president of the architecture club. He was tall, blonde, gentle, and wore glasses that made him look intellectual. Liam. I didn't know you were coming. I saw your mock-ups for the sustainable housing project. Brilliant work. He reached out and touched my arm lightly. I was hoping we could discuss. Suddenly, a heavy arm draped over my shoulder. The temperature in the room seemed to drop 10 degrees. Who's this? Jake asked. His voice was cold, flat, and menacing. Liam adjusted his glasses.
I'm Liam.
A friend of Mia's. Friend. Jake tasted the word like it was poison. He pulled me closer, his fingers digging into my waist. I'm her date. And her ride. And the guy who bought her dress. Oh no. Jake is activating alpha mode. Jealousy level, 1000%. Liam is a nice guy, but Jake is visualizing throwing him through a window. Jake, be nice, I hissed. I am nice, Jake gritted out. He looked at Liam. She's busy tonight. Liam smiled politely, sensing the danger. I'll email you, Mia. He walked away. Jake turned to me, his eyes blazing. You like him? He's a colleague. He touched your arm. Jake looked down, his lip wobbling slightly. The tough facade cracked. You let him touch your arm. You didn't even push him away. Here it comes. The emotional breakdown. Jake, do you like smart guys? I can be smart, he whispered frantically. I can read books. I have a 3.0 GPA. I can get a tutor. I stared at him. The 6 feet 3 inches terror of the basketball court was panicking because a guy with glasses complimented my drawings. I don't want a smart guy, I said, reaching up to fix his bow tie. I want the guy who fakes an ankle injury to hold my hand. Jake froze. Then he buried his face in my neck, right there in the middle of the gala. Don't leave me for the architecture nerd, he mumbled into my skin. I'll buy you a skyscraper. Don't build one with him. Promise keeper. He is literally texting his asset manager right now to inquire about purchasing a downtown high-rise. The semester rolled on. Jake and I were inseparable. He carried my drafting supplies. I iced his knees after games. But the campus beauty, Vanessa, wasn't done. The final project for my major was due. I had spent weeks building a scale model of an eco-friendly library. It was my ticket to grad school. 2 days before the presentation, I walked into the studio to find my model smashed on the floor. Glue and balsa wood were everywhere. I stood there, numb. Tears pricked my eyes, hot and fast. Alert. Alert. Villain arc activated. Vanessa paid a freshman to knock it over. Look behind you. Jake stood in the doorway. He had come to bring me lunch. He dropped the bag of burgers. He didn't say a word. He walked over, looked at the wreckage, and then looked at my face. His expression went terrifyingly blank. Who? He asked. I don't know. I wiped my eyes. It doesn't matter. It's ruined. It matters, Jake said. He pulled out his phone. Stay here. Where are you going? To check the security cameras. My dad donated the security system to this school. I have the master code. He is going to end someone's career. But wait, look at the floating text above the wreckage. Hint. The base is still intact. You have 48 hours. You're a genius, remember? And you have an assistant with unlimited funds. Jake returned 10 minutes later. He looked grim. It was Vanessa. I've already sent the footage to the dean. She's being called in for expulsion proceedings as we speak. Expulsion. Nobody touches your stuff, Mia. He sat on the floor next to me, ruining his gray sweatpants in the sawdust. Now, how do we fix this? I can glue. I have steady hands. For the next 48 hours, we lived in the studio. Jake, the star athlete, spent 2 nights hunched over tiny pieces of wood, following my instructions with military precision. He fetched coffee, he massaged my shoulders, and he glued tiny trees with the focus of a bomb defusal expert. When we presented the project, I got a standing ovation. That night, Jake drove me not to the dorms but to the city. Where are we going? I asked, sleepy and happy. I told you I'd get you a place to work where people couldn't break your stuff. He pulled up to a high-rise by the ocean. We took the elevator to the top floor. He opened the door. It was the penthouse from the messages. 3,000 square feet. Floor-to-ceiling windows. A dedicated art studio with perfect north-facing light. It's too much, Jake. He stood behind me, wrapping his arms around my waist. It's an investment. The text messages told me you're going to be a world-famous architect. I'm just getting in on the ground floor. I turned in his arms. You can see the messages? Jake froze. System error. System error. He knows. He's always known. He looked down at me, a sheepish grin spreading across his face. Only the ones about me. The ones that say kiss her or she wants a hug. I thought I was hallucinating from a concussion. So, when the text said, crybaby, I took it personally, he admitted. Mia, I saw a text the day I met you. It said, this is the girl who stays. That's why I faked the ankle. That's why I did all of this. I didn't want you to be just another girl. 2 years later, the graduation ceremony was loud. I sat in my gown, holding the diploma. The pink Porsche was parked outside, now slightly scratched because I was a terrible driver, but Jake refused to let me fix it because the scratches are cute. I looked around for Jake. He was supposed to meet me by the fountain. I saw him. He was wearing a suit, looking nervous. He was sweating. Final system message. The tutorial is complete. You have the guy, the money, and the career. My job here is done. One last spoiler. Say yes. The floating text flickered, turned gold, and then vanished into the air like dandelion seeds. For the first time in years, my vision was clear. Jake walked up to me. He got down on one knee, right there on the pavement. He winced a little. Is your ankle hurting? I teased. No. Jake grinned, pulling a ring box out of his pocket. It was massive. But my heart is beating so fast I might pass out. You might have to carry me to the nurse's office.
I'm 5'2", Jake.
I can't carry you. Then drag me, he said, opening the box. Just don't let go. I looked at the ring, then at the boy who had grown into a man, who was still looking at me with those puppy dog eyes, waiting for me to save him. I'll never let go, I said. And as he kissed me, I didn't need any floating text to tell me that this was the happy ending.